Sometimes you see something that needs to be changed, but that change can be hard, it could be scary, or it could just be different. How do we deal with that? We'll talk about that after the cue the intro, Joe. Welcome to my crowded head. Come on in. Producing these episodes has caused a lot of change in my life, just in the way that I manage my workload. I'm pretty busy at work, in my day job, and we're going through some changes there. We're changing some systems that we work with. And we have a lot of people that are dealing with it. And how do we deal with that change? How do we figure out the anxiety issue with change? Because the thing when anytime you make a change, a lot of it is, maybe you need to save money or get control of your debt, and you decide to put $50 extra towards your debt. A lot of times that thing will just be, now I'm not going to be able to go out to eat. I'm not going to be able to do what I want. So we don't do it. But if we were able to pay our debt down sooner, that little change now would cause a much bigger change in the future. Just think if you had no debt, how much different your life would be. We look at the short-term consequences of making these changes and how hard they'll be short-term, but not look at the long-term effects, that if we were able to fix this, it would make things so much better. A lot of the changes that we're worried about are really because we're seeing it from a negative standpoint. Typically, we'll change jobs due to the loss of a job, not because we want it to do something different. It may come with a feel of failure. There's a reason that you decided to make the change. And in my particular situation, I've been part of companies that have sold, and I've lost jobs, and I've changed careers quite a bit. But every time, there's quite a bit of fear. Like, what if this doesn't work out? Okay, what if it doesn't? What if it does? Well, now that's another fear. What if this does work out in my life? I have to change my life, and I can't do the things I enjoy because this job takes up more of my time. That's part of it. But ultimately, most changes are for the better, or we can make them for the better if we just look at them differently. At work, we knew we had to make a change from what we were doing. Now, the system we had was we were working with it. We found that it had the things that we wanted, and it had features that we didn't talk about in the beginning. But the ease of use compared to what we were using in the past was really helpful. And then to get the organization ready for the change, we started talking about the benefits of making the change. And then we did tests with it where we allowed to practice in it, to get familiar with it. And as they got more familiar with it, they started asking when the change is coming. They started to champion the change. But that's something that we can do in our personal lives as well, is understand why we're making the change. But we really want to make sure that when we're making a change, that we talk to ourselves about the positive portion of it. We can change the way we think about something. We can change the way we think about change. You don't have to go all in, but you got to go in. There's the toe in the water method, and then there's jumping right in. You have to figure out what's best for you. But you can only do that if you embrace it in the front end. You can lead the change. So if you've thought about something, maybe starting a podcast or saving, or make that change. Don't be afraid of it. It's just different. Different isn't always bad. It's just different.